Hello. So thank you very much for all of you coming to this moment to share the passion inside USC. This is my first time showing in this public lectures. So I'm Scott Lam. I'm currently a year 3 student studying business administration and information systems and minoring in humanities. And yes, scholars, I come to Hong Kong and study business also. So as some of you may already know, so that last year I've taken a gap year to Australia and I cycled for 8,000 kilometers in 135 days. So amazing, isn't it? But I would say for those who are sitting here now, who dares to challenge, who dares to stay out of the comfort zone, I'll say you can also do something extraordinary. So apart from sharing my cycling experience, I'd also like to share my theory behind my philosophy. So first of all, I'd really like to introduce myself first. So I'm quite a mediocre student. So come on, you already start laughing. All right, 0 is the number of A+ I get in any courses in HKUST. And I wish my group project mates are not here. And also, 0 is the number of A I get in all the public examinations, including CE and ALE, you know. So I'm quite a mediocre student. And I'm not really skilled at all. So I suck at music. F is the score in music I could ever get in my primary school and secondary school. I'm neither good at violins or pianos. That just sucks, right? And I'm also not good at PE, so E is the highest score I can ever get. So I'm not good at football, basketball, baseball. So probably I'd say the best sport I can play is the pinball games on the Windows, you know. Yeah, I know for some of those here, it's not nothing. You're so young, you know? You're so young. And I also come from a graduate family. So 20,000 Hong Kong dollars is the domestic income of a family of 6, which means my family could hardly, cannot really support financially for me to achieve something big, something crazy about that. But so this is my comfort zone. This is some of the boundaries that really make me inside this comfort zone. But does it mean that I'm a mediocre student? Does it mean that I really have to compare with others for more A+ just to get their approvals? So I'm not skilled. Does it mean that I really have to learn something to just show someone that I'm at least good at something? So I come from a graduate family, so I'm told to live a stable life, an ordinary life, a planned life. Does it mean that I really have to get into an ordinary industry, get an ordinary job, getting for an ordinary salary, live an ordinary, planned, stable life? So I don't think so. I don't think so. Just because I think I'm good, I really want to say that if you think you're good, you're confident of yourself, that's enough. You do not really need some arguments to support it. You think you're good, then you're good. So what do you comprehend as a bicycle, a cycling journey? So a bicycle, a fancy blade tube, 2 pedals, 2 wheels, right? And probably imagine the short cycling trip you go to Lam San Wai, Tai Wai, Mount San, probably also need a water bottle, right? They're easy. So what do you comprehend as camping? So some of you here may be a Boy Scout. You know how to pinch up a tent, and you know a sleeping bag is also necessary. So as a university student, as an early 20-something, you know what's camping, you know what's cycling, and that's enough. You develop your ideas, expand your ideas from what you can have here now, and just take it to the next level. So other than a water bottle, you may also need we are pending back from pending back to handle back from realize our computer, mudguard, spare tires, spare tubes, multi-tools, tube repackage. So what about camping other than the sleeping bag? You also need a big mat, sleeping bag, pillow, mattress, frying pan, breathing gas cylinder, take 4 days of food. Come on, that's just a little bit heavier, 30 kilograms heavier. You just develop your ideas, what you can have inside comfort zone, what you can have in your daily life. All right, so let's begin my cycling adventure. So this is me. I don't expect you to laugh. All right, so this is my very funny photo for job huntings. And can you imagine how savage I really looks like in my cycling journey? Oh my God, right? Yeah, they look like a Chinese miners back in California, San Francisco, like 100 years ago. I do look like, right? Come on. And this is the actual route. I ride my bicycle from Perth and then all the way to the east to Brisbane. And it takes 8,000 kilometers, 135 days. So 41.8 degrees Celsius is temperature that ride in the desert. So apart from the hair here, can you see the skin, the skin color? It's really like severe sunburn. And imagine there's absolutely nothing. No shade for you. You cannot even stop there for food. Your food will just burn in pure carbon probably. And this is how fast the land of Australia is. So here I was heading to Principality of Hutt River, in which a farmer, he declares his farm to be a sovereign kingdom. So it's funny, I really want to make it king, but this is what I got there. I totally get lost in the middle of nowhere. So I get lost, I hail for assistance, and you know what, I wait for 3 hours, and it's really like the mere car, the only car that passed by that saves me. So 3 hours, one car. And this is one of the plainest area in the world. It's in Western Queensland, that's full of nothing. And apart from the big no-shows, I think this is a very good picture, showing like how fast, how natural the Australian environment is. And along the way, I met some good people, for sure. So this is Colin and Dorothy, in which we call them grey nomad, because of their great hair, and they live in a caravan. They just never settle anywhere. They treat me for food, nice guy. And I also met this couple in Mackay, in which they offered me for food, for wine, exchanging our traveling idea, which is also great. I also met Wilfred. His farmers originate from Germany. And at the time I stayed in their farm, and they made me the very homemade dairy products and the German food. That's really nice. And also these two intellectual couples, and they introduced me about the Baha'i faith, and really it inspires me a lot. But you know what? Apart from all the good guys, good people I met, for sure, and of course there are some bad people. So I still remember the time when I'm riding in the desert in Western Queensland, and then there's a truck driver just stopped by, a truck that big like Optimus Prime in Transformers, really that big. And he asked me if I want to stay at night there in the truck. I said, yes, why not? Aussies are good, Aussies. And then I said, all right, good. And then, you know what, that night, I get assaulted. So I get sexually assaulted by a married man. Yeah, so propaganda, screw it. So, I mean, I managed to escape so that I remain intact, all right? I remain intact. Clarifications. And this is the food, the second day of my adventure. And I don't really want to call it food, it's just a complete mess. And then you are on the bicycle, you really have to learn how to cook. And I love it. This is how I improve, and this is the last day of the breakfast. I stayed in the hostel that I made for myself. Quite nice, right? But starting a bicycle journey alone is really like somehow suffering. At the time when you go through going to a tourist spot, you want sign. It's really awkward that like people are always pairing up, and you're just like, single guy signing and out. That's awkward. I wish my girlfriend's there. And then like that awkward moment when you set up a campfire, then no one's dancing with you. So imagine if you have to sleep in a forest like this, so you have no idea at the middle of the night what else is going to sleep with you. This is horrible. So does it mean that my journey is like forever alone? No, absolutely not. So I share some ride with the crazy bastard I met in the road. So this is Stanley, he's Taiwanese, and he's cycling the circumference of Australia. So I'll say it's double the obstacles of I am. And also two English guys, And Italian guy met in Rome, in Broome, and then we start our journey. We share the ride. It's nice, and like, imagine an urban dweller like us, like living in this kind of environment, and we make our own fishing sticks, fishing spears for food. That's amazing. And look at here. Don't look at here. I know some girls looking there, but so. So also, this is the picture taken when I was like riding in the Kimberley Range, one of the very big area that no one ever inhabits there. But you can see the smile. It's just pure brightness, happiness, achievement. And also, you can like really enjoy the nature you have in Australia. This is Madaranka in Northern Territories, in which the lake is so clear that it's like 5 meters deep, but you can still see the bottoms and the fish swimming there. It's nice. And all the animals in Australia, all the lovely kangaroos. But you know what? Most of the animals in Australia are trying to kill you. I mean, literally, they are trying to kill you. So some of them flee to New Zealand, right? Yeah. So you see all the creepy creatures there, lovely somehow. And at the time I arrived Brisbane, I still think that it's a pure miracle that I started nothing. I started with the minimal knowledge of bicycle repairing. I started with minimal knowledge of camping, but I still can make it because I think I'm good. So taking away back to the theory, I would say I'm a media hockey student, not skilled. I'm from a grassroots family. This is my comfort zone. You try to find something hidden, some hidden elements inside comfort zone that you can make use of, you can harness of, so that I'm able to take a gap year. I'm able to work in Australia and save money first. I'm able, and I have some basic knowledge in bicycle, in which these elements can assist me to stay out of my comfort zone, in which I stay with it. That's where everything is possible. So I still remember the time when I first get into the bicycle shop in Perth. Very first day that I get into a bicycle shop, there I was looking for a bicycle. And the man asked me, like, what kind of bicycle you want, what specification, what do you want to do? And then when I told him, he was like laughing at me so hard. No, that's not hard enough. So I would say, if people are not laughing at you, your dream ends big enough. So looking back now, I say I enjoy the laughing moment very much. Thank you very much.